Alright guys, welcome back to the series final for the What a Mess series. I finally completed my panel and board and everything is looking great. Before we really take a deep dive into the video, I just want to give you a quick preview and show you the back of my board. So as you can see, there's no wiring terminals and there's still a lot of wires, but all these wires go directly to the devices. Nothing else here for controls. That's all in the panel. So I am super excited about that. One other thing that I'm super excited about is I can install my third device, my auxiliary switch that I was trying to install when I broke everything, and I was able to install it without problem and now have it on board, and I am super excited. So let me open up the panel. So here's in the panel. Might be a little bit hard to tell in the video, but this is literally bulging outwards. It takes all four of these tacks to hold it in, and it still wants to come out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff inside here. So let me take the main panel and dress plate off and show you inside. So as you can see, it came out really fast. There's a lot of pressure on it. And before I reveal too much, I'm just going to say this looks a lot different from my first panel video. It made a lot of updates and changes. So here it is. So yes, this is the inside of my panel now. Let me get a little closer and show you a little bit more of what's going on. So here's a little bit of a up close view for you guys. I know it's not super close. That's about as close as I could get it. I'm sorry. I want to show you around a little bit in here. So I still have my NAC 1 and NAC 2 switches here. They still operate the same. You may be noticing these terminal blocks on the back, and I have a total of 3 of them. So this one on the very bottom here, it's kind of hard to see behind all these wires here. That is my main, I guess you could call it a motherboard. It's not really what it is, but it holds almost everything from, keeping the pull stations in order, where the pull stations and the sound switch all come together. All that kind of stuff is in that main terminal block. I'm calling that terminal block 1. Terminal block 2 here, that's up to the right and in the middle. That's all for my acknowledge switch. So I guess it's kind of an auxiliary, but all of it is attached to the main board here. So all the wires just come off and it's a little easier to manage. So I have a positive and negative and a IDC circuit on there. Then up here I have just a general auxiliary terminal block. And the auxiliary block is for this NAC switch here, I had 2 coming out for the horn and the strobe. So I simply put the 2 down here. This wire comes up into here. So the more I can just have one wire going into everything, that makes it a whole lot easier to track. You just have to keep track of where everything goes to eventually. So it just keeps everything a little bit nicer and it's organized, or relatively organized. One new feature that I added in is this main power breaker, I guess you could say. So there's 2 wires coming into this. Can't really tell if you can see, but there's a black wire on top and a red wire on the bottom. And those are both your positive there. So the positive comes from the battery to the top black wire and comes back out down here to the red wire. And then it just continues. So it's basically your standard circuit. But once you pull it down and break it, nothing has power and nothing works. Your horn strobes don't work, your notification appliances, the pull stations don't work, any auxiliary alarms. nothing works because this is in front of your main terminal block 1 where your power is distributed. So absolutely nothing works. I can pull a pull station there, nothing happens. My auxiliary switch, nothing works. So as soon as I reconnect power, then everything works again. But disconnected, that's good. Kind of use that as a maintenance device, and for safety, I'm sure you could put some electrical tape over that terminal there so no one can accidentally reactivate it. And even if they're able to push it in, the tape is keeping it from activating. And if you're like, what the heck, what's the problem? Come in here and you see there's tape over this or not connected, pull it off and it should work again. So that's the basics of how I set up my panel, and I'm just going to run through some quick demonstrations for you guys because I know I've already shown you some of this stuff in the previous panel video, but I still have my zones here. So if I turn off zone 1 will not work. So I can get my key here. As you can see, zone 1 does not work. Turn zone 1 on. Zone 1 works. There we go. Down here I have my silence and acknowledge features. So silence is also going to make sure the alarms don't go off. However, this feature is for the entire system. So zone 2 could be off, and I pull this and silence is on, it's still not going off, even though zone 1 is on. My acknowledge feature, you guys have all seen that. It can also be used as a test switch. It's kind of right on par with the auxiliary switch down here, and that is the basics to my panel and its updates. So I look forward to seeing you guys in a later video. I hope you enjoy. Until next time.